Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I wanted to let you know what you need to accomplish today. It is Monday, April 20th, and I'm going to share my screen and talk about what you're supposed to accomplish today. So, one of the things you need to do today is log into Google Classroom, pull up the video 13.3, and also pull up your digital version of your Common Core review and do your Common Core review while you watch the first half of the video. While you're watching the video, you might need the digital graph paper that's also been loaded in there. And please work the problems while the video is going. Remember, you're supposed to do about a half hour of math. You are welcome to do extra, but depending on your family circumstances, try to keep it to about a half hour. Then you also need to log into Get Epic, read a book, and then remember you have to go back into AR and do that through Hello ID. And for those of you that enjoy me reading to you, today I'm going to read you a cute story called Could Be Worse. If you would like to pause the video right now and copy down the information from the bottom of your screen, I have the information directly from AR. So this is an AR book for those of you that enjoy taking the tests on the books that I read to you. So I'm going to stop sharing the screen and I'm going to read you the book, Could Be Worse. There we go. Could Be Worse by James Stevenson. Be worse. I am going to see if there's a button that I can push that will flip the screen that way. I am not reading it backwards. Stop recording. Nope. Nope. Chat, screen share. What's that? Advanced sharing options. No. Well, bummer. I'll play with it later. I'll just try to read backwards. Okay. At Grandpa's house, things were... Okay, I'm gonna have to look at it this way because it's fuzzy. At Grandpa's house, things were always the same. Grandpa always had the same thing for breakfast. Every day, he read the paper. There we go. And he always said the same thing. Could be worse. No matter what. Grandpa, that awful dog ate this sofa cushion. Could be worse. I got a splinter in my finger, Grandpa. Could be worse. My bike has a flat, and my sneakers have a hole, and I lost my kite in a tree, Grandpa. Could be worse. One day, Mary Ann said, "How come Grandpa never says anything interesting?" "Well, I guess it's because nothing interesting happens to him," said Louie. The next morning at breakfast, Grandpa said something different. He said, "Guess what?" "Last night, when I was asleep, a large bird pulled me out of bed and took me for a long ride." "And dropped me in the mountains." Rumble, rumble. I heard a noise. It was an abominable snowman with a huge snowball, which
He threw at me. I got stuck inside the snowball, which rolled down the mountain. It finally landed in the desert and began to melt. I walked across the desert. Suddenly, I heard footsteps coming nearer and nearer. A moment later, I got squished by a giant something or other. But before I could get up, I heard a strange noise. A great blob of marmalade was coming toward me. It chased me across the desert until I crashed into something tall. It was sort of like an ostrich and very cross. It gave me a big kick. I went up into some storm clouds. Kablam! I almost got hit by lightning, fell out of the clouds, and landed in an ocean. I sank down about a mile to the bottom. I saw an enormous goldfish. I swam as fast as I could, and I hid under a cup that had air in it. When it was safe, I crawled out and I started to walk, but my foot got stuck in the grip of a gigantic lobster. I didn't know what to do, but just then a big squid came along and squirted black ink all over the lobster. I escaped and I hitched a ride on a sea turtle that was going to the top for a bit of sunshine. I was fortunate to find a piece of toast floating by and rode it to shore, where I discovered a newspaper. I quickly folded it into an airplane. And flew across the sea and back home to bed. Now, what do you think of that? Could be worse.
So, boys and girls, I hope you've enjoyed that story. Now, remember, this story is an AR story. It is called Could Be Worse, and it's by James Stevenson. So, ladies and gentlemen, please make sure that you watch the video for Perimeter 13.3 and do your digital version of your daily Common Core. Hope you have a wonderful Monday, and we will see you later.